Hello, and welcome. You are about to enter the Large K Podcast.
What's up, everybody? My name is Kazu, and welcome to Large K Podcast. For today's show, I had an awesome time speaking with Kevin, Sam, and Kaesha of Kevin Nichols' band. He's a very talented artist from Laguna Beach. Really cool guy. We got right into the history of his band, Kevin's music, and we even investigated 311. Drove over to his place to do the interview, and I had an awesome time. So let's get right to it. Just remember, if you want to get more updates on Large K Podcast, just follow me on Instagram at TakeBreakKazu and subscribe to this Take Break Kazu channel. Alright, you already know it. This is Large K Podcast with Kevin Nichols. No, it definitely is, man. Yeah. Oh, by the way, how was Pomona Calling? I know you played recently there, but how'd that go?
Pomona Calling was cool. It was cool to go out there.
Nice.
Like, because I haven't been... I actually have this, like, thing I call the Pomona Curse.
It's a curse?
Because the last time I played in Pomona, I was 17, and I crashed the van on the way, and I broke my guitar at the show.
Right, yeah.
And the show wasn't cool either.
Okay.
So I was actually kind of apprehensive to go back. And our performance actually was plagued by some technical difficulties, but I was like, yeah, fuck it, you know?
Okay. How'd you rate the show out of 10? Like,
out of 10? It's so hard to rate shows, I mean, because I just love doing it.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like a dick if I'm going to rate a show, because then, like, you know what, I'm going to give that shit a firm 6.5.
6.5, okay.
Just all things encompassed. That has nothing to do with who booked it or who played it or anything like that. That has everything to do with just my mental
the experience,
feeling it. You know what I mean? Where like there can be nobody there, but you're just like, hell yeah, I'm so into it. And like,
yeah, definitely, man. Like, so Kevin, you play guitar in the band.
Yes.
And then you play.
I play drums.
You play drums.
Yeah.
And then
I play bass.
And bass. Damn, how's it like being in a band with Kevin?
It's
Shitty fucked.
It's pretty chill.
You better answer right.
I give it like a chill out of 10.
That's a good answer. Chill out of 10. It's actually a really good answer. Yeah, I actually noticed you have a Herbie Hancock tattoo.
I do, yeah. Dude, you're on your game with these references. People are always like, "What is that?" And like,
you know this one?
Oh, fuck, what is that?
You've seen it.
I know, I definitely seen it.
You totally know this, but just when I say it, you're gonna be like, "Fuck, I knew it."
So yeah, on your like right hand, there's a bat. What is that? Damn, what is that? What is that from?
It's the bat off the front cover of Help by the OCs.
Oh, okay.
It's purple and it's got the rainbow in the back.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the...
Most of my tattoos are music shit.
Yeah, I like it, though. There's an unknown pleasure
Yeah.
tattoo right there.
Yeah, that's probably one of the coolest, like, aside from all the meaning with it, that's probably the coolest one just because, like, the experience and, like, the tattoo artist, when I told him, he told me I was fucking crazy.
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, it's my money.
Yeah, I used to drive Lyft, and then there's this guy, that I picked up. He had like this unknown pleasure logo on his shirt, but then like it had something else in like Chinese, like written underneath,
Urban
And-
Outfitters.
Yeah, and then like I asked him like, yeah, dude, that's a cool shirt. Like, so what's your favorite Joy Division song? And after he goes, well, what's that?
Yeah.
It
That's what I mean.
happens.
Urban Outfitters.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like real fast, just because I don't want to be that jerk about it. Like, it's a cool design.
It's an amazing
Like,
design.
If
yeah.
you don't
It's
know
so
what
sick.
it is, it's so fucking cool. Like,
Yeah,
you
it
see that,
is
you're like,
super
what the
sick.
hell is that? So I give those
I
people.
had seen it before I knew the album, honestly. I thought it was so sick. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd just seen it in pictures and stuff. Or like on clothes even.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
yeah.
because it's iconic and
Yeah.
we're young, so
Yeah, it's like seeing
not
like
like
the
we're gonna be
Rolling
the first
Stones
people to see
tongue or
it.
something.
No, yeah, definitely. It's just sometimes people don't really get the references, but like it's like
Oh, I know.
it's out there though, like
Yeah. it's cool.
Yeah. So were you guys all born and raised in Laguna Beach?
No, we actually we're from all over.
All over.
Should we just go down the line?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
You go first.
I was actually born in Detroit. Yeah, which is pretty fucking funny. And then I moved from Detroit when I was like 4 to Charlton and Spencer, Massachusetts. I went between 2 places.
Yeah.
And I lived on a farm for 9 years doing a mobile petting zoo. Like, that was the family business, was a mobile petting zoo. So I'd get called out of
No
school.
way,
And
really?
we had a llama. His name was Rocco. I am not shitting you. I've got photos.
Llama.
We would put him and all the other, we'd bring guinea pigs and chinchillas and turkeys and guinea hens, regular chickens, rats, a donkey named Halo. No, the mule was Halo, donkey was Eeyore. And, no, I'm serious. Dude, yeah.
Original.
I know, no, that was, I didn't
Donkey
name
was
it, my
Eeyore.
mom named it. Anyway, and
Okay.
she'd call me out of school and we'd go to another school and set up a big thing, and that
Yeah.
was, and then when I was 11, we moved to Laguna.
Mm.
And then when I was 19, I moved to Seattle, and then I moved back when I was almost 21.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were around then, huh? Like,
Yeah.
just different
I've been
places.
able to kind of check out different places, and so is she. So let's segue to you, Kaesha.
I was I've always like been in the Orange County area. Like I was born in Orange County, but was like raised super European. My parents are very, very like they've been here for a minute, but they sound like you can barely understand them. They're my parents. Like,
Okay.
They're so European.
They're
And I
sweet
spent-
people.
Yeah.
Very sweet people,
Very,
but
very
they're very hard to
Super
understand.
European. Yeah. Super European.
I hope they don't listen to this.
I don't know. Probably will.
I know.
I bet they will.
Yeah.
More like my mom will. But yeah,
I
so
bet.
I spent a lot of time in Poland also, and like I spent the majority of my life was playing sports, so I had to travel a lot to compete like everywhere.
What sport?
I played volleyball and I rode horses. That was like the 2 main sports that I traveled with.
Wow.
So I like it was I competed in Europe quite a bit for riding, and then with volleyball, like competed around the U.S. team.
Damn, that's really interesting. Like,
Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
That's what I thought too. I met her in the practice space, and I was like, as soon as like we became friends, I started learning more and more. I was like, man, you need to sit down. I'm tired for you.
Yeah, I started going over to Europe like when I was like 13 and 14. Like I think like I had like 1 week off the entire year
Oh wow.
because like all my seasons were during the school year. Like volleyball was during the school year, and then into summer. And then when summer was off, I went over to Europe to train and then like compete in like a championship thing for like the Polish team, and then came back over here. It was in like the U.S. team, like the junior team.
Okay.
And then fucking started with high school, and I was like so tired.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Put in a lot of work and competing and stuff. Yeah. What about you?
Sam.
Yeah.
So I was born in Virginia, in Newport News,
Newport
Virginia.
News.
Exactly. It's,
Whoever named that?
That's right. About 30 minutes outside of Norfolk, Virginia. It's very quaint. When I was 2, I moved to Marin County, so near San Francisco.
Oh, I see.
Lived there for a couple years, and then I moved down here to Laguna when I was 6.
Okay.
And pretty much lived here most of my childhood, and then I lived in New York for the last 4 years going to school, and then I ended up back here.
Ah.
So now I'm back here.
Wow.
Where I grew up.
Damn, you guys come. So you guys come from all over the place. Then, like, this is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where do you come from?
I come from Torrance, California, but I was born in Beverly Hills.
Wait, Torrance, isn't that
Fancy.
where?
Yeah. Fancy.
Wait, no, Torrance. That's LA County. Where is it? I'm thinking of Hawthorne. Never mind.
Oh yeah, well Torrance is like South Bay, so it's like kind of more closer to Long Beach, but it's that one city that's just like far away from everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sucks. You have to drive. Is everything far, like driving wise?
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Yeah, it's okay though.
How was it? Was that like just born and raised Torrance?
Nah, so I was born in like Beverly Hills, right? Like, and I went to grade school and high school in Beverly Hills. I did go to Beverly Hills High School, and then
You did?
I did, yeah.
You
Dude.
know rich people.
I know like Nicolas Cage's son. But,
That's all you need.
That's exactly. What are you doing
Yeah.
here? Go hang out with him.
go hang out with him. Yeah.
Is he a cool guy?
Yeah, he's sick.
He's a cool guy. I haven't talked to him in a while, but like
Is he
I
listening
feel like
to
with a
this?
dad like Nicolas Cage, you gotta be kind of cool.
yeah, he's cool. He's like
It'd
a
be fucking weird.
yeah, he was like a big like black metal guy, like
That's cool.
Told you.
yeah, really into black metal, and huge guy. He was lead of wrestling team. I mean, I don't know.
Oh god, I feel like Nicolas Cage would be kind of the guy that's into black metal too.
Yeah, I think like he turned Nicolas Cage onto black metal a little bit. Yeah, so I read a little bit about that, but anyway, like I moved. Then after that, I went to the Bay Area for college. I went to SF State.
Oh, you did?
I did go to San Francisco State University.
Cool.
Yeah.
How old are you?
27.
27?
Yeah, 27. Yeah.
Oh man, you might have just
Elliot,
missed my friend Elliot.
Mm.
No, like the person who I've known longer than Sam, and I've known Sam
Mhm.
for a long ass fucking time. He went to USF, but then he was like, nah, this isn't my thing. So he went to SF State.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, talented drummer too.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was there for graduated doing broadcasting. So like I interned at some labels and like radio stations and shit. Did college radio, and then after I graduated, I couldn't really afford to live in San Francisco anymore.
Yeah.
So I moved back to. Originally, my parents were living in West LA, but they couldn't really live there, so they ended up moving to Torrance, and that's where I ended up. And that's how I ended up in South Bay, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's where I live now.
How do you like it?
It's very peaceful. Like
It is peaceful.
it's residential more, so like let's say compared to being in LA where you can't really find parking, you could actually find parking there.
Yeah.
that's a good way to
But
that's
there
a
you
good way
go.
to put
That's
it.
how
Yeah.
you know. That's how you know it's residential.
Yeah,
Nice and calm.
because you don't need permits for parking, compared
Yeah.
to being in Santa Monica and those like
Yeah, we've had plenty of parking issues up here.
What
Yeah.
about the
Even
sketch
this
factor?
far.
the sketch factor. Oh, it's
sketchy.
it's not sketchy. Depends on the area you go to, but like
Yeah.
but overall it's like I don't know, it's like a place where you would raise your family or like raise your kids, So it's like
That's cool. I'm just trying to get a picture of it because I don't think I've ever spent any time there.
yeah, Torrance is an interesting area, but yeah, but a lot of my friends they range from like my high school friends from Beverly Hills to like South Bay, Long Beach to Orange County, so it just goes all over the place.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but were you guys involved in any like other band before being a part of Kevin Nichols' solo project?
Yeah.
Used to, right?
Yeah, I started my first band when I was in 7th grade,
Oh wow.
and it was like really bad. And there's actually when we were in 8th grade, we kept the band going,
Mm-hmm.
and to this date on SoundCloud, there's still some of those little recordings that we have up on there.
You should put those as our opening song.
And
Okay.
holy shit, dude! Sometimes I go listen to them, and I'm just like, "Fuck, you didn't know how to tune your guitar to drop D. That shit's easy."
Yeah, what's the band called?
That one.
Yeah.
That one, okay. Let me just say that it kind of counts, but it doesn't count entirely.
Okay.
It started as Dating Rectangles, and then switched to a band called The Zests, like zest plural, and we just named it that because we were like, people are gonna have trouble pronouncing this. Zests. 'Cause we were just little shitheads.
Like lemon zest, kind
Yeah.
of
Like
that.
lemon zest, yeah.
Straight down.
Exactly. There was no substance back then. Everything was
what
happy.
I think the first one, Dating Rectangles, needs to get some attention. It's a pretty great name for a band.
I told my
Dating
pre-algebra teacher, and she was like, "That's awful." It was really funny because I was like speaking up in class. She was mad, and I was like, "Talk about my band." She was like, "Oh yeah, what's your band?"
Dating Rectangles.
Dating Rectangles. We got a
Fucking
website.
Stupid.
It's like that's not even good, Kevin.
Damn, dude. So I mean, the fact that you started a band in 7th grade. I mean, how long have you been playing guitar for?
I started in 7th grade.
Oh, so you started a band in 7th grade and started playing guitar in 7th grade.
Yeah, it was like before 7th
Ballsy.
grade.
Ballsy, yeah.
No, well, here's the thing. I was like super into skateboarding.
Mm-hmm.
Like all I wanted to do was be a professional skateboarder,
Same.
and that's all I would do all the time. I would go to Bluegate Skate Park in Laguna Hill or Laguna de Gel.
Yeah.
I would get there at opening and stay there 12 hours straight until it closed. And just
wow.
like my parents would pick me up, and I would just be like covered in like dirt from just sliding down the ramps because I was falling so much, and just beating myself up. And to this day, like my body still fucking hurts. So I fucked myself up when I was like trying to go for a big trick, and I got this shit called fasciitis in my feet, where all of I can't even remember. It's gonna be hard to explain. And I'm probably coming off really ignorant, but it was a lot of inflammation in tendons in my feet, and I like couldn't walk, and I had a tear in.
Weren't you in crutches for like?
I was in crutches for a long time. And
Oh, wow.
That was in 6th grade, and I was in crutches for so long, and I didn't have a cast.
Yeah.
And I was in crutches for so long that kids in school were like, "You're just faking it. Like, you just like the attention of being in crutches." And I was like, "Dude,
That's fucked up.
my armpits hurt. Like, you think I want this? Like, this is ridiculous."
So you don't skate anymore, or?
Sometimes I'll get on a skateboard for some fun. I stopped because I hurt myself. So
Yeah.
when I got back on a skateboard, it was just like it wasn't there anymore. And I was listening to a lot of System of a Down at the time.
Oh, okay.
And I heard that song Roulette off Steal This Album, and I was just like, I want to learn how to play that song. I don't care about guitar, I just want to learn how to play that song.
Oh, that's interesting.
So I learned how to play that song on a very small scale guitar that I got when I was 5, and the action was like a good inch off the fretboard.
No, okay.
And I learned it.
Inch.
Good inch,
No, it was
yeah.
rough. Like,
That's so funny.
it's surprising that I could even play it.
Mm-hmm.
And from there on, I was like, let's learn another. And before I knew it, I was like watching videos on how to like do a solo in the pentatonic.
Wow.
And then it was just like, wait, no, I actually play guitar now. So then I met some other people, because I've been in the orchestras for so long in band,
Yeah.
that they were like, oh yeah, like let's just hang out and jam. And so we did that. And then...
Damn, dude.
But then I went on to do the actual like first band, which was called Your Ugly Sister. And Sam was in the first incarnation of that, I was like 15, and he was 16, and the drummer was 17. And that was not a very serious band at the beginning. We were kind of just fucking around.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until like 2012, when he went to college and the drummer went to college, that I enlisted Elliot, who I was talking about earlier. His name's Elliot Glass.
Elliot Glass, okay.
And my friend Dylan Del Pizzo Howell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He came on bass. And then we became a really tight band. And we were working with that label Lollipop.
Right.
Because I knew Wyatt. He was just like, we were just in his garage, like making demos.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was very early stuff. And that was the band that I went fairly far from my age with.
Yeah.
And that was like, that moment of the band was when I was like, okay, I think I can actually do this as like a thing.
Okay.
So that's when I got like, while keeping the fun in it,
Yeah.
that's when I got like serious.
Yeah.
Where I was like, let's fucking do this.
Yeah. So
You know?
your older band gave you confidence to, be able to build yourself up from there. So that's.
I just learned so much from it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was
like
kind
a
of a
proper
fuck up
band.
back then, but yeah, we got to do a lot of cool things, and I was just like, hey, like, you put in the work, you played like 25 like really weird kind of shitty shows, and
Yeah.
you now just got to play one really cool one, like
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's kind of what you do. You just play like 1,000 awful ones, and like that one good one comes, and then just that bottom line, just like incrementally, day by day, just slowly comes up.
Yeah.
And a year or two goes by, and you're like, shit, I'm kind of further than I thought I was.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
I was wondering, is Kevin Nichols like... So Nichols is your actual last name, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not a moniker or anything. It's like your full-on, like...
It's his name.
Yeah,
It's his
that's
name,
my
okay.
name. I've gone through monikers. I went under a moniker before this, which it was my solo shit,
Yeah.
but it was kind of becoming a little bit of a band mentality, and it was Chief Deceiver.
That's a cool name. Yeah.
I thought it was cool, too. I was like, that's the first time I've come up with a band name, and I was like, Chief Deceiver.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be my moniker, and I wanted to wear a mask and have some sort of, like I don't know. It was kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Looking
It
back.
wasn't. It was kind of sick.
It was okay.
I thought
Cool.
it was
No, I
kinda
had fun doing it. But then when I started Kevin Nichols, I was like, listen, what do I care about? I care about making songs that I really, really like, and hopefully other people like them too. But if not, I like to listen to them.
Yeah.
I mean, I make songs that I like to listen to, and I like to share them because I'm happy about them.
Yeah.
The name doesn't matter. None of it matters. Just let the music speak for itself, and then eventually, if people like it, they'll attach their own meaning to your name, Kevin Nichols.
No, definitely. What was the mask that you were planning on wearing?
The
during this?
mask?
Yeah.
It's
Back
like a
in-
white mask had like a CD logo. He came up with like a cool CD logo for Chief Deceiver. That was like
Yeah, it was like the C, and then
symmetrical.
the bottom of the C went up and made a D, but it kept open, so you could flip it over, and it would keep being the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was
if I drew
one
it
of
out,
those
I mean,
cool symmetrical kind of logos, like on a white mask.
the
Oh,
funny
okay.
He
thing,
looks scary.
the funny thing about that mask, there's pictures of it on my old Instagram, I believe. But the funny thing about those masks were they were actually the old Your Ugly Sister masks.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had 3 masks, because we're called Your Ugly Sister, we'd go by Yes, Y-U-S.
Yeah.
So Dylan would stand stage right
Yeah.
and have the Y. I think it's stage right. Am I wrong? Stage right, and then he'd have the Y. Elliot would have the U,
Mm-hmm.
and I would have the S on mine.
Yeah.
And it was really funny because they were those like white Jabberwocky masks. You could just get from
okay.
Costume Castle, very standard, but we decorated them with nail polish and glitter.
Oh, it's tape.
Yeah, and so Dylan had these chops, like these like mustache chops, and so on his we like cut it out so they like came out of the mask. And then
It's so funny.
Elliot, being the drummer, he needed to see, so we just cut this slit out of. Who's that person in Star Trek who has like the visor?
Fucking ask Sam.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Not me.
Fuck, the guy with the like, or no, not Star Trek, X-Men.
Oh.
Shoots lasers.
Cyclops?
Oh.
Cyclops.
Yeah.
Is that Cyclops? Yeah,
Yeah,
he's got that
Cyclops.
thing.
Yeah.
We like cut that shape out of
Yeah.
his
Others.
mask so he could have vision. And for me, I needed to sing, so we cut the mouth out of mine. So everybody had their own tailored thing going on. And I used one of the old ones from that and like messed with it and then put a CD on it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Wow.
It was cool.
Pretty interesting band history that you have.
It was fun. Yeah, there's a lot more that goes into it, but I feel like we'll be here all night if I try and go through the whole thing. You know?
Let's do it all night, man. Like,
You'll have
yeah.
to edit down.
No, I'll definitely have to.
Down.
You know, we could do this whole podcast just on your tattoos. I mean, like that's also like another.
I mean,
thing,
that's fun.
too. Yeah.
You're like the way you approached it and the way you were like, hell yeah, that one. I was like, cool. I want to talk about it with this guy. Just sometimes people are like, I had a guy. I played with this touring band. I'm not going to name names, but he like yanked my arm. He was all drunk, and I mean, sure, I'm enjoying a drink right now, but like at a show, like that's kind of like I'm having fun. I'm letting loose. I'm having fun, but it's kind of like my job at the same time. So I'm not getting trashed or anything like that.
Yeah.
So when there's that like super just belligerent guy, like I'm just like, I'll be nice to him, but I'm just like, dude, you gotta leave me alone, like just a little bit, please.
Yeah.
And so he's like yanking my arm and like pulling on it, and he just kept pointing to the Joy Division tattoo and was going, Urban Outfitters, and then like, you know, I've got this bleach tattoo right here. That's for Nirvana's first album.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, get Clorox tattooed above that. And then I usually don't take too much like shit. Like I don't like it's like totally fine. Like I'll laugh at myself all the time. But for some reason, he just rubbed me the wrong way. So I was like,
Yeah.
dude, this is my skin you're talking about. And his girlfriend came up to me and apologized for him. And I was
Yeah.
just like, listen, it's totally fine. Just like. I just walked in to like set my gear up and like set up for like load in and stuff, and I'm just like getting completely sidetracked, and I just don't want to be a jerk and be like, hey, fuck off, but like leave me alone for a sec, we'll talk later.
No, definitely. Yeah. You know, it is like your skin. So yeah. By the way, I enjoyed your album.
Thank you.
I enjoyed the album. I don't want to die, but I want to die. And underneath, like when you were there, you know, there's some like little description that you're talking about, like you know how you felt personally about your music and stuff like that. Like above that, it was talking about like how you explained your music as prunge.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
that? I mean,
Prunge is my like genre that I've coined, that I'm really happy I made it, because I get asked a lot people are like, oh, what do you do? I'm like, well, I play music. Sure, I work a day job, but if you're going to ask me what I do, I play music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I play music and they say, what kind? I used to always just say rock and roll, because at the core of it, I just love rock and roll.
Yeah.
I just love everything about it, and rock and roll is a very vast spectrum.
Yeah.
So I decided to say prunge, and prunge is, I love a lot of grunge, and so I love that grungy, like, I love kind of a dissonant, chromatic chord progression that's just really kind of like aggressive and noisy, mixed together with like some very kind of like, I don't know, weird, sort of like weird dissonant vocal, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like, one of my favorite artists is Ty Segall. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah, okay.
And that guy can just like make the catchiest song, and you know what I mean? Like, he just can like pump out the hooks.
Oh yeah.
And so I love hooks, so it's kind of just, it's prunge is pop grunge.
Okay.
So it's just like, it's grunge, but it's going to be a little bit prettier,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to have a little bit more like hooks and pop sensibility.
Yeah, definitely. No, I could definitely feel that, because actually my favorite track on the album was Enabler too.
Cool.
Yeah, because it was pretty heavy, but at the same time, I really like a lot of the guitar melodies that you played on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that major pentatonic, I think? Yeah. Like,
Which one?
learning stuff. I'm self-taught, so I don't know the shit. I mean, I went through orchestra, and I'm just like, I've been taking lessons from my friend Matt, and he just like, he's a fucking just genius with that stuff. And I'm just like, you've got to repeat yourself for the fourth time.
Yeah. And do you guys happen to have like a favorite track, or like a track that you're most proud of, like within the album?
In I Don't Want to Die But I Want to
Yeah,
Die?
in that. Yeah.
You know, I've thought about this question a couple times, just because I've always, because when I do all the production myself,
Okay.
so I did that from start to finish, like, completely, like, everything besides her doing drum takes on 5 of the songs.
Yeah.
I do everything myself
Mm-hmm.
from tracking to mastering. So this one took me a while, so I was kind of tearing my hair out with it. Usually, like, my last release, Dark Purple, that one took me 21 days start to finish.
Oh wow. Okay.
This one took me like roughly 60 days.
Recorded at home, or was it like recorded?
Lockout space.
Lockout. Okay, gotcha.
So that's also funny, because then you have to time it correctly, which is a lot of like going in there at like 3 a.m. and just like drinking Red Bull and just trying to go for it.
Yeah.
Because then there's nobody there.
Because there's like other bands playing next door, and you don't want to do that. You know, like what?
Yeah, if you try and go in at like 5 p.m., like you're gonna like, you might be able to get like a vocal take, but then you'll compress it, and then you'll like all of a sudden hear some shit, and you'll be like, oh, there's a weird cover of Rage Against the Machine in the back of my vocal track.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one took me longer, and I just kind of went back and forth on the different songs that I really liked. I think the one that really like, it's so hard to pick, because every single one like fills a certain slot in my mind. Like, it really just scratches an itch for me, because all my songs are just journal entries.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally the same thing as writing down in a journal.
Yeah.
I think Killing Insects, though.
Okay. The first song.
Just because that one literally came out of nowhere, and it's like, I have, each album I'll get like 1 or 2 songs that just literally like, and it always happens the same way. I'm in the shower,
Yeah.
and I think of something, and this time it was, I came up with the main riff, the went home, and it was stuck in my head, and I was in the shower, and then I came up with the chorus melody just out of being in the shower, just like kind of like singing to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I came up with the lyrics because when I was living with my parents in Irvine,
Yeah.
we have an ant problem,
Okay.
and they're just in the shower like crazy.
Right.
And I realized some of whatever my mood was, if I had a good day and I got in the shower, I'd see the ants and I'd be like, good luck with the crumbs, fellas. Have a good one. I'm just here to shower.
Yeah.
But if I had a bad day, I'd be like, you fucking in my fucking shower?
Oh,
Those are really good.
what is this?
It's strawberry licorice from Trader Joe's.
Oh, sweet.
It melts in your mouth.
Oh, thanks, man.
You're just gonna love my. Wait, wait, no, I haven't finished this one.
Oh, you're not doing it?
Shit, sorry, I got off subject.
It's okay, Scott.
When I get into the shower and I'm not in a good mood, I'm just like, you fucking ants in my fucking shower, you're annoying, and I start killing them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I'm playing God over these ants, and I had all these different thoughts when I'm in there, because that's like, I take long showers, and that's why I don't have to go to a shrink. because when I'm in the shower, I don't know what it is. Something about the running water creates this sort of white noise that I'm able to think a little bit clearly, be able to have like a one-on-one with myself where I get to the bottom of some shit. And in the shower, I just thought about it, and I was like going crazy with all these different thoughts about just like, yeah, like, I'm doing this to the ants, but like, what are those like fucking weird-ass Illuminati lizard people, top 1%? I'm just the ant to them, and they're just like, fuck you, I'm gonna squash you today. So it's just like all this crazy shit, and that's kind of where the song came from. It's like, we're the ants, dude.
Yeah, and
I will say at that time, I was in high school, and I used to sneak out.
I used to call you out. I used to be your dad. Remember, on the phone?
Yeah.
Hi, this is Jan Kloss. I'd like to call my daughter out of class. She has to record a drum tape.
Yeah, anyway, so I thought I was going to go record a drum tape. And I was driving there, and, like, it turns out he ended up doing the drums, which was a better call because, like, he had the whole song in his head already.
Of course,
and I had no idea what, he sounded better on the recording at the time.
Okay.
And, like, got there, and he was crazy. Like, he gets in crazy recording moods. And, like, I got there at, like, midnight or something like that. And he was, like, had already recorded everything, like, drums and bass and guitar, and was, like, trying to do vocals, and was, like, the white of his eyes was just so big.
Wow.
I'm going crazy.
Yeah, I get really manic when I record. Because as soon as I get...
I had, like, 3 voicemails, and he was like, yeah, you gotta come. Wait, no, don't come. No, you should still come. I want you to hear it. And, like...
I get, like, just when I have an idea and I, like, put it on the computer and I hit spacebar and I hear it back and it sounds even close to what I want, it, like, literally gets me high.
Really?
So I just get, like, super stimulated and just be like, holy fucking shit, and it just, like, starts to snowball from there.
I see. Yeah. Do you guys have a favorite track off of the album, or, like...
Sorry, I ate that time up.
No, it's okay, That's...
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's my music. I guess I get to talk about it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't just have to be, like, a favorite track just because...
that one was just the most
but,
personal one to me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the one where I was just...
story.
I was just cool. Yeah, that one has the coolest, like, connotation, among other things.
Yeah, or maybe for you guys it could be, like, what's the most fun for you guys to play, like, live.
Yeah, well, for me, I remember when he sent me the album on, like, a private SoundCloud thing, something of that ilk. When it got to Everybody's Dead, I was just sitting there in my room, in my parents' house, with headphones on, and I was just thinking, oh, this is really freaking heavy. This is gnarly. And I was, in my head, I was just eager to play it, because I already had been planning to move back down here. I was living with my parents for a bit. So I was just thinking, this is going to be super fun to play. And still... It's one of my favorite songs to play.
Yeah.
It's great.
I see. What about you?
Off the last album, favorite song?
Yeah. Or like a song that you like to play, like live with the Kevin Nichols band. You know?
Correct. Just a favorite song to play live with Kevin Nichols band is a much larger question. But I'm just gonna stick to the last album. I feel like that's one that people are gonna know those songs. But it might be Catch Over just because I like the way that one came about, and it was really fun, and it's always been a fun song to play, and like people have enjoyed it. It was the first time that I had met Sam.
Okay.
I was already in a band with Kevin, and then he had obviously Kevin and Sam knew each other, and Sam came down to visit. I met Sam and we were jamming, and we just like kind of wrote that song without trying to.
I see. By the way, this licorice is pretty good.
Isn't it? It's so good.
Be careful. Before you came here, I actually hurt my stomach pretty bad.
Oh, okay.
And from eating too many of those, and I was like, fuck, dude, Kaz is going to be here. I'm going to be no fun because my stomach hurts. But I took a probiotic, slammed a beer. Here I am.
There you go.
There we go.
You feel a lot better. Actually, speaking of Catch Over, I want to talk about the music video of Catch Over that you did.
Yeah,
you saw that?
I did watch that. It's part of the...
I hope so.
Part of the research, and I thought it was hilarious just because were you walking around just Laguna?
Downtown.
Yeah,
downtown area, and like what? Because I know like I see you just like walking around with the keyboard and throwing it into a hoop, and like that was I feel like the reaction of the people were like very genuine, but like how did you come up with this idea for this video?
I knew that I wanted to... Catch Over is like about this like I'm getting older. And I see these people around me, some of my friends, some aren't my friends, but I see them get older and just, like, assume these roles of just being, like, boring, just, like, over-it people. So Catch Over is about, like, catching the over, as if over it, being over it, and being just, like, sedentary is like a disease.
Okay.
So I don't want to catch over. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to catch the over.
Kind of deep then. I mean, in a sense. Like,
Yeah, in a sense. And so it was like, that was kind of the commentary of the video is like, I'm going to go out with all these, like, I'm not going to be mean to the people. They could be nice people. I don't know them. But I'm just going to say they're normies in this situation.
Yeah.
And I'm doing all this, I'm doing all this crazy shit. I'm doing all this crazy shit and it's freaking them out. And it's just supposed to show, like, I don't ever want to be like you guys. I'm just going to be a fucking maniac my entire life because it's way more fun.
Yeah.
Kind of a situation like that.
No, I see.
But I'd had the idea to go down there, and it had taken a bunch of different turns on how I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I wanted to be outrageous. I wanted shock factor.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to do, like, I wanted to go, my original thing was I wanted to go to the basketball court, and I wanted to walk onto the court dressed crazy and just be like, pass me the rock. Pass me the rock. Pass me the rock. And eventually somebody would have to, like, all right, respect, I'll pass you the rock. And they throw me the basketball, and I look like I'm about to shoot it, and I just take off sprinting. And then, like, a chase scene. And all of it, I want that all to be completely genuine because, like, I love, like, I don't know if you ever, I might not be pronouncing this right, but Remy Gaillard, or Gaillard. He's French. I don't know the story behind it, but he did a bunch of these videos where he had a bunch of different costumes and just went out into public. Like, he did a Mario Kart one where he's dressed up as Mario in an actual cart on the streets.
I saw that one, yeah.
He's throwing banana peels at cars, like the power-ups and shit. And I was like, that's one of my favorites. And in more recent years, you know, Eric Andre came about.
Oh, Eric Andre is amazing. Yeah.
He's amazing, and he's like probably one of my spirit animals. And I feel like if I got in a room with him, we might just blow up the universe because we'd just be like, yeah, dude, that's going to be awesome. But that was actually the hardest thing when we were doing this video was like I would pitch an idea to Sam because Sam was the one who did all the video work on that and the editing.
Right, yeah.
And I'd be like, dude, what if I did this? And Sam would just be like, it's too Eric Andre.
Count it down now, hours to life now flash forward, this will not suffice. People swear they're being honest, now we'll see who fakes it longest. I'm giving benefits of doubt within just for fun, I guess. Never stop a simple process, never stop over obsessing. I see your smile, it's painted on. Don't look at me, I do no wrong. Your presence starting to stink. You care too much what other people think. Do you even know who you are? Your gaze with haze now getting far. I care for you and your needs. Don't want to live that life that you lead. It's metallic, still your face is what makes me sick. Succubus eating the time, count another year on the 9. But I'm thankful I can use you, represent what the fuck I never do. You still stop the simple process, never stop over obsessing. I don't wanna get older, I don't wanna catch over, I don't wanna get older, I don't wanna catch over.
Like, and I was just like, fuck, dude, he's done everything. He's like the Simpsons of pranking. Like, he's done everything.
No, he really did, man. Actually, speaking of Eric Andre, this is actually a really important question, but how do you guys feel about 311?
311.
Pretty sick.
Wait, what's 3? No, I'm thinking of Slightly Stupid. Wait, what is the
longest
the
barrel.
longest barrel ride?
Great album.
311 is just like another one of those bands that I don't really listen to, but I just wait.
Can I say something?
I saw 311 on accident, actually.
On accident.
I saw 311
Probably
open up.
just remembering.
I saw them open up for Slightly Stupid because when I was younger, my friend worked at the Verizon Amphitheater, and he would give us hats of the Aramark, the company that did all the catering.
Yeah.
And he would just tell us to walk in through the employee entrance and go, "Sorry, we're late. We're the cleaning crew," and it worked every time.
Oh wow.
One time we had to give a guy a joint, but it worked.
That's nice. Yeah.
And so we'd go in. It was nice, but it wasn't nice because it didn't work for Black Sabbath. And I got arrested.
Fuck. You got arrested? Oh,
I didn't. No, I got detained.
Oh shit. Okay.
But that's another story.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I went there because I was just like, we got nothing to do. I was like 16, and I smoked a lot of weed at the time. And somehow, from the nosebleeds, I kind of just watched 311 and Slightly Stoopid, and I don't remember any of it. I just remember like just smoking weed.
Yeah, but you saw 311
That's
on
what happens when you
accident.
see
Yeah, I got
311. You
cred.
don't even remember it.
It's so mind blowing that your mind actually just blanks
That's
out the
what I
memory
heard.
because like I can't never be that. If I'm going to be a musician, I just can't think of 311 because
You
they're
just
just
try to write a song, and every time it's just like na
This
na
is-
na 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 na.
Every time.
Not again.
Yeah.
Every time.
yeah, 311 is
time.
great.
Yeah, it's just really important to investigate 311, so like, just want to
Investigate 311.
Yeah, dude, Eric Andre is the best.
Yeah, it's funny because as soon as you threw out the Eric Andre reference, just 311 came to my head, and I was like, all right, yeah, I have to ask these guys how do you guys feel?
Dude, any more like advertising for 311 that's going to come from that guy? Like, I'm pretty sure 311 is going to owe him royalties.
Yeah, I mean,
so funny.
actually, 311 was on their show once.
Yeah.
What season? 3?
I-
Season
It was
3?
this last one.
It was the
Oh,
last
it
one.
was. Wait. Yeah. Wait.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it the band?
Yeah.
No, I was thinking of Blink when it's like Ariel Stink, or
Yeah.
the fuck was that? Sorry.
I haven't seen it.
No, but like the singer was getting like waterboarded.
Oh
That's
my
right.
God.
And then
That's so
T-Pain just comes out and he goes T11 baby, and then starts like singing and he gets beat up by Eric Andre and
Yeah.
yeah I don't know
That was
show
like almost at the credits, right? It was
Yeah.
one of those like really quick, just
Yeah.
like everything with that show.
yeah because they kept mentioning 311 was an inside job and then like
Dude, that's just like
Because it was.
that guy's fucking awesome. Yeah.
really was. Yeah, now I want to get to the segment of I ask this question on the podcast all the time, but we're both musicians, but at the same time we're an audience too, and I was wondering like what's one of the most memorable shows you've been to, and for this you could include both DIY or venue show, and
Cool.
and from your experience, I don't know if 311 is included in that, but like,
Memorable of all time.
I mean, like when I say memorable, it could be something recent. Because when I say best, it's kind of hard for somebody to think of all of a sudden. So like
I think like fuck. Cause like okay, so two of my biggest heroes are like Ty Segall and the OCs.
okay,
And I've had two very cool shows. One that I played, I got to, it was on a festival, so I was very far away from them on the bill, but I was on the same stage
Yeah,
where I
yeah.
got to open for the OCs.
yeah.
And that was actually the first time I got to see them because I kept getting turned away because it was 21 plus when I was trying to see them the prior years. But
Mhm.
actually, I think what would be a bit, I mean, that's a great show, but a better story probably might be when I was a freshman in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Ty Segall's from Laguna Beach. And
Oh, really? Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And he went to the same high school and I believe middle school that we did. And growing up, I grew up with his little sister. And in middle school,
Oh, that's a trip.
7th and 8th grade, we were actually boyfriend, girlfriend. You know, I'm talking side hugs on the playground.
Oh,
I'm talking
shit.
sharing our cookie at lunch.
Damn.
Like, we were in it. Kiss on the cheek at a football game. I was super nervous. I like almost like... No.
So
We never did.
the question is, did you smash?
No, she's actually she's super cool and she's still one of my friends. I don't talk with her that much because she's in Oregon, but every time I do, it's usually like around her birthday. I'll send her a text and be like, "Hey, happy birthday! Like, hope everything's cool." Like, fist bump emoji.
Fist bump
And-
emoji. Wow.
So she was like, "Hey, my brother's playing at the Continental Room.
Yeah.
Do you want to come with me?" When we were freshmen, we were just friends at the time, but I believe we made out a couple of times. So it was a possibility that perhaps we were gonna, I don't know, not, maybe be boyfriend, girlfriend further. I don't know. Just
Mhm.
we were just living life by the seat of our pants.
Fuck.
But we get out there. We go with Alex's mom, and we drive out and we meet Ty outside the venue.
Yeah.
Ty's super fucking cool. I'm starstruck, which I never get starstruck anymore.
Right.
But for some reason, every time I see Ty, I'm always like, fuck, everything I wanted to say and be cool about, I just can't now for some stupid fucking reason.
Right.
So I'm just like not saying anything really. I'm just like,
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, we're gonna try to get you in through the front. So I'm kind of nervous, and then the bouncer's just like, no fucking way. Like, there's no fucking way. No, we're not doing this. He's like, dude, come on. Like, he's like, no. And so we walk around back, and the guys are like watching us, and Ty's like talking to us on the way around to the back door.
Yeah.
And he's just like, all right, we're going to get you guys in, but we got to do this the right way. So we just like rush in through the back door. We go to this little side room.
Yeah.
And then he's like, give me your shirt to me. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. And I give him my shirt, and then he gives me his like cardigan, and we like trade outfits. So Ty puts on my outfit, and his girlfriend, who's now his wife, I believe I heard from my friend Rex or Alex. I think they got married.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you two.
Congrats.
Love birds.
Yeah.
But anyway, she switched with Alex, and so now we're wearing everybody else's outfits. We've swapped, and they don't find us, and I get to stay there for the show, and it was a bitchin' show.
Yeah.
Cosmonauts, like in their prime, opened, and then it was Audacity.
Okay.
And then Moonhearts, which was Charlie and the Moonhearts, but they changed to Moonhearts.
Okay.
And then Ty closed. And that was around his Melted album, and Melted is one of my favorite albums.
How long ago was that?
That came out in 2011, I think.
Oh.
2010. 2010, I think it was.
Okay.
Or 2011. Fuck, I can't remember. 2010 or 2011 was when Melted came out. Something like that, I remember.
Yeah.
I have a signed copy from him, actually. I'm sitting on. I'll never give that thing up. But it was a great show, and we never got caught by anybody, and at the time I kind of modeled my appearance a little bit after Ty, so we had like a similar haircut and everything, and I think 2 or 3 times somebody tapped my shoulder and was like, dude, Ty, like, when are you gonna, and I was like, what? And they were like, oh fuck, never mind. I was like, well, fuck you then, dude, we could talk. I mean, I don't have to be Ty to talk.
Right, yeah. I see.
But yeah, so I think that would be the most favorite, memorable one.
Sounds like a very eventful experience.
Yeah, sorry I went off a tangent there.
No, it's okay.
If it's local, and I'm just going to go off of consistency, and it's not just because they're my friends, because I will be objective, but like I've seen them so many times, and they're across the board.
Yeah.
Super fucking tight, super fucking entertaining every time. Iris Jupiter.
Right on.
Have you seen them?
The thing is, I've still never seen them before, so I need to go check them out.
Dude.
Yeah.
You should go to their show the 11th at the Smell.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
I was gonna go.
Okay.
So maybe we'll go together.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll hang out. But
Yeah.
I think I might be in Vegas for my birthday because it's the 9th.
You're gonna go to Vegas for your birthday.
Ironically.
Fuck yeah, he is.
Oh yeah.
She has a job there. She has like to do a journalism job or some shit, and I just like I don't.
Or some shit.
Some shit.
Some shit like that. It was a joke. I've never wanted to go to Vegas. I'm not into that. Like I like to drink beer sometimes.
I'm gonna be up there. I want to do something for his birthday because he made a sick birthday for me, and my dad is just moving into his apartment up there, so we're gonna have a place to stay for everyone, so we could house for free, which is a large majority of the cost. So I was like, it's just like two-day trip.
No, I see.
Up and be fucking nerds for a few days for his birthday.
And I think Devin's gonna come.
Okay.
So maybe he's got to be back for that show anyway. So perhaps I might go back with him.
We're gonna be back.
And if I go back, I'll probably be at the show.
Okay, for sure. Yeah.
Cool.
I love to go. But what about you guys though? Do you guys have a memorable show like?
A little over a year ago, I finally got to see my favorite band, the best band, Ween. So that was a pretty.
We were there.
You weren't there.
What are you talking about?
The first time I saw them.
Oh, at
In
Terminal.
New York. In Terminal 5 in New York.
Yeah.
Oh, you went to New York? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was living there at the time. And so that was just a great moment because I wanted to see him since I got into them in middle school. And one time I was going to see him, but then I got in trouble for like smoking weed or something stupid like that. So I just never, and then they broke up for a while, so I wasn't able to see him. So that was probably one of those pinnacle moments where I was just thinking, finally,
Right.
I'm gonna see this band. So yeah, Ween, best band.
They are fucking great, dude.
I love that band.
I probably should have said something like that as well.
Mhm.
But that's just like, that might be one of those 311-esque performances where just so good my brain just blocks.
Yeah. I'd say probably a lot of my influence still stems from them to this day and everything I do.
I see.
Weirdly.
I think approach-wise, it should influence everyone because they just go at it with just like this whole just like, hey, like, we really just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And somehow you guys just keep coming. But we love you for it. So we're going to keep making this music. We're going to keep putting it out, and hey, who knows? And the people will keep coming.
Yeah. Do you like Ween too?
Yeah, I didn't even. I was like, the first time I heard Ween, I was in Kevin's car, which is a great place to first hear Ween. And I think I was with Sam and Kevin, or I was just with you. I know you put it on.
Yeah.
Because he had just gotten tickets from his friend to go see Ween for his birthday. He's like, you gotta hear the band, fucking Ween, they're so sick. And he played me like 2 songs, and I'm like, what the fuck is this band? Like, it did not make any sense to me. And now I like them a lot, obviously.
I tried to pick the songs wisely.
They were
I
really
don't remember which ones I
do you,
picked.
do you like Ween?
Heard a little bit of it before, yeah.
Well, there's a lot to listen to.
Yeah.
So,
I listen to it,
makes
yeah.
sense.
I think I
There's
picked like Zoloft and like maybe like...
I think Mutilated Lips was one of the first ones you showed me, and it's still one of my favorites.
I think it was Mutilated Lips and Zoloft, because I was like, this might give you a little bit of a grasp, because those are songs that are just really different.
Yeah.
Well, then, like, the other time I was just driving Kevin's car, and there's no aux cord, and I put on, like, Quebec, the album, and
Yeah.
I, like, was just driving, and I listened to the whole album because there's a lot of traffic, and I was like, holy fuck, this is so sick.
It's my favorite one.
Yeah, and I'd known that it was his favorite one, so that's why I was excited to listen to it. So.
And they don't like it as much. Like Ween themselves, they don't really like it, but... If I ever got to talk to them, I would probably just spend the entire time convincing them why they're wrong. I'm joking.
What about your favorite shows you've been to?
One of my favorite shows. I honestly, like, I haven't seen nearly as many. I don't have as many sick stories, I guess, as these guys do. It's a cool show.
How was Fiddler in Poland?
Fiddler in Poland was actually that is a pretty cool story, because when I went there, like I said, yeah, I was in Poland, and I didn't really know anyone. I went there with 2 other people, but like as soon as I got in there, I was like, fuck, I'm not hanging out with these people at all. So I just like stood at the front. Fiddler was playing like 3 hours, and I just stood there because I was like, I'm gonna be in the front. Like, I don't care. I've never been in the front for like a big show, like a festival show. And I was like, I'm gonna do it. This is the show I want to do it at. And it was super muddy. And I just like it was moshed super hard, and like I yelled at the bass player a bunch because he kept trying to talk in Polish. And they're from around here, so like obviously like when they're speaking English, I could speak English back to them. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
And like watched super hard, and then like after this girl like that I had like made eye contact with a few times, one of the only other girls there. Like I asked her for a cigarette, and then she like rolled me a cigarette, and I met her other 2 friends that were there, and then we like went back to their tent, and we like drank fucking tonic and like whatever. What do you drink with tonic? Vodka?
Gin.
Gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic.
Yeah, it was not
tonic
good.
and tonic.
It was really not good. And like we're just like, they were all from Europe and like Asia, and they were like just traveling around Europe being journalists, and they like interviewed me.
Yeah.
And we like hung out for a few hours, and then like went to the lecture tent, and then did like just dance to weird music, and like that's my Fiddler story.
Dance to weird music. Yeah.
Fiddler?
But I guess my favorite, I was gonna say my favorite, like one of the most influential things I've seen live was when I went to go to see OCs with him for his birthday. Because the drummer was just so sick, and then it felt like
Both
the first like rock band.
Although
like,
Dan,
they were, like,
Dan, like the drummer, I think he's been there longer. He's just like
both
drummers are sick though.
Both drummers are totally sick. I just really like Dan.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Have you seen OCs live before?
I've seen the OCs live before. I think I've seen them in the Bay Area like a few times. Yeah, and I've seen them at FYF too, and like they always
That's
rock.
sick.
They rock the crowd every time.
Yeah.
They're never bad.
Yeah.
They're never bad. And John Dwyer's like one of my heroes, and he's one of the sweetest people I've ever met.
Oh, you met him before? Okay.
Well, the show I got to play with him, I met him because we were in the same green room.
Oh, I see.
So he came walking in, and I was like walking out. I was like, "Holy fucking shit!"
Yeah.
And I stopped him. And I was like, "Hey, dude, like, hey, I'm Kevin. Like, John, like, I just want to say, like, you're actually the reason I'm standing back here right now, playing the show, being a musician."
Nice.
And he was like, "Fuck, man, bring it in." He gave me a big old hug.
Yeah.
And then we sat there and like drank a beer for a bit and like talked, and I just told him, I was like, "Yeah, dude, after I heard Block of Ice on Master's Bedroom, I immediately tried to rip it off," and he was like, "Oh, that song's ripped off from like 3 other songs," and like shooed away his manager or whatever, like while he's like, "I'm talking to someone here," like, and I'm just some 18-year-old, so it was really that
really
still
nice
sticks
of
with
him.
me.
That's really nice of him, dude. Yeah.
He's a class act.
Yeah, dude. So what's next for you guys? Because like I know you released your album like fairly recently, but like are you working on new music right now? Or are you gonna kind of concentrate on playing shows more, or like?
I'm never not working on new music.
We have to like physically constrain him in order for him not to put out like an album a week.
Yeah. Well, they have to be like,
yeah.
You should probably wait.
Yeah.
You should probably just sit on it for a bit. I'm always making music, and I have the means to just like, sure, I want to continue progressing fidelity-wise and equipment-wise and knowledge-wise of mixing and mastering, but I always have the means to just make a song and put it out if I want. And so I'm always making music, I'm always writing music, and it's like musical diarrhea. I think I said that to my friends. They're in this band called Oof.
Oof.
Yeah, Jens and Catherine. They're very, very nice
Here,
people.
OOFJ.
OOFJ. They're really
They're sick
cool.
as
Like
fuck.
if you get down
They're
with
the
any kind of
fucking
electronic
coolest
music,
people.
they're really cool, and they both have moves. And Jens has probably one of the most glorious mustaches I've ever seen.
Okay. Wow.
But anyway, I was talking to them and I said I had musical diarrhea. I think it made them gross out a little bit, but it's pretty much that's what it is. And so I like to challenge myself every time I'm working on something. So the last release was I've always wanted to make a very long album.
Yeah.
Like an album that like you can listen to some songs, but it's meant to be listened to like start to finish. Like this shit's a book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't want to read one chapter of a book.
Of course.
And I know that's not what's popular right now. Nobody has the attention span for it, but I just don't give a shit. I wanted to do it.
Right, yeah.
Now, since I did that, I'm like, okay, let's go the complete opposite direction. And, all those songs on that album were like, at the very least, they were like 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
Okay.
So, like, now I'm like, I want to, actually inspired by Iris Jupiter, because they've been inspiring me lately, I want to test myself and see how well I can satisfy myself and like a performance with short songs.
Okay.
And just cutting the fat off everything. So I've been writing songs and I have an album's worth, but another thing I wanted to challenge myself on is make an EP. Make a 4-song, short, sweet, to the point EP.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm working on right now. And we did some tracking. That might be what we use for the album. It might not. It depends on how some of the future goes. Meeting with some people and whatnot. And it's just it's cool. I always like listening back to something I've made that I'm going to release, and it makes me just slightly uncomfortable.
Oh, okay.
And so that's like the first song on the EP is 1 minute and 35 seconds. That's like unheard of for me. See now.
Oh.
The working title was Straight Skankin', because we just like make
Sorry.
that all the time.
Straight skanking.
I'm always going to call it skanking.
Yeah, we'll always, we don't say skanking at all in it, but just like it's just always been a joke where it's just like, dude, I was in there straight skanking, and I don't know what it is, it's just stupid. But
That sounds hip.
so we just, that's what I've been working on, and I'm always trying to like better myself and get further, and I'd like to dive a little bit more in. I've been trying to be methodical about my approach to my music with this project, and so I wanted to play just a shit ton of OC for a year straight, and really just gain as much attention as I can here. Do one tour.
Yeah.
And I've done exactly that.
Oh, okay.
And so now I want to do another tour, which we're going to do in November. We're going to tour up to Vancouver and back.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm so stoked I got it. I tried to get a Vancouver show last time, it fell through, but this time we got it.
Nice.
So I'm trying to, I'm just trying to like further myself in that, and then I'm going to be playing more in LA and trying to stimulate that oversaturated scene.
Sweet.
And fingers crossed, some cool things have been in the works, and I hope something beneficial can come out of it, and I don't think anything won't. I think at the end of the day, you just gain just more knowledge from everything you do.
Definitely.
And if anything else, I just these recent months, I've just gained some super cool, important friends in my life who are like supportive of my music, like all my other friends that I keep around. And they're older and they're wise and they've been around the block and they've been in the business and they've done both the band and the business side, and they at least want to help me with some knowledge, and that'll help. And it'll go a long way, especially in my case, because I like to do everything myself anyway.
Right, yeah.
But that was who we almost had to reschedule this for.
Ah, I see.
So that's that label that I'm not going to name, just because I'd like to just... If something happens that is worth mentioning, I'll mention it. I'll release it. I'll be like, hey, this happened.
Yeah.
But if not, I'm not going to like hype it up and be like, oh, this might happen. Because I've done that several times before. I'm like, this might happen, and then nothing happens, and you're like, oh, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm excited for like what's going to be coming. So yeah, But,
so expect an EP next year, early next year. Expect an EP. I think early next year. I think it'd be a 2018 thing. I want to do either an EP and an album next year, or I was thinking 3 to 4 EPs next year.
Gotcha.
4 songs each. And I want them all to somehow go together.
Okay.
So it'd be like a collector's thing where you'd be like, the new EP's coming out. It's only going to be sold at the show on 7-inch. Let's go out to the show, get the 7-inch, and just like complete the set. Like the album art will go together and stuff like that.
Nah, that'd be sick.
It's cool. It's ambitious. We'll see if we can secure the types of people who are willing to invest the money and to do so, because I don't have the money to fund a vinyl project right now. But,
Of course, yeah.
You know, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen, man. Yeah, I think I pretty much like asked everything that I wanted to ask, but I want to move on to the last segment. It's called this, that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw you some questions, and like you could just like answer it in like just a few words, and
Cool.
it's totally fine. Yeah.
I hope I can do it,
Yeah.
because I've been a man of a lot of words tonight, and I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. No. This is this episode is like each episode is dedicated to an artist. So like today we're investigating Kevin Nichols. So
Cool.
yeah, like
You're good.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
I've been interviewed, I think, 4 other times, and then a couple times over email. And it was like, they were cool people, but they were just like asking me like, so why do you play music? I'd be like, dude, there's so many answers to that question, and like at the core, it's like, because it's awesome. Like, what am I supposed to say to that? So I was
Cool.
Devin called me. Devin Fuentes from Irish Stupid. He called me and he was like, hey, my friend Kazu, he wants to interview you for his podcast. He's super cool. He does some research, and we did it, and we had a lot of fun. Like, do you want to do it? And I was like, hell yeah. Send that guy my number. Have him get in touch with me. And then you did. I'm sorry it was so difficult to secure a date right off the bat.
That's okay, dude. Yeah.
I felt bad because I was like, today was the day we were supposed to go out.
Yeah.
And so that's why I had to switch with you.
Yeah.
And then I texted him this morning, hey, what time do we come in? He's like, yo, this shit is packed. I am fucking slammed. Can we please do this tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, we can do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So then I hit you up, and luckily you were flexible as well. So thank you.
No, it's all good, dude. Yeah, it's really encouraging to hear from you about that. So that's good. Yeah.
Cool.
Gives me hope to keep going. That's.
Well, we should play a show.
I love to play a show.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, just to start off this that segment, like I want you guys all to participate in this.
Hell yeah.
Just like how I asked about 311, we're gonna go even more deeper than that. Cats or dogs?
Dogs. Very
Horses.
quick.
Horses.
I love both. I work in a place that does shit for dogs, but I gotta say cats because I'm gonna get a cat soon.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you want to visit?
I'm just gonna say it. I've been obsessed with Africa recently. I've been doing a lot of research and watching documentaries just because of how honestly messed up it is, but how there's so much just bare bones community going on. So
You words.
what?
No, it's okay. You could keep going.
You
It's
gotta do
great,
it
yeah.
though. I'm just saying.
Either Liberia or Uganda.
Uganda.
That's where I'd like to. Uganda because they make dope ass moonshine.
Okay.
So Uganda. I'm gonna say Uganda. I'd like to visit Uganda and not die.
As soon as you said Africa, that Toto song started playing in my
Dude, I love that
So
song.
funny. Have you seen that music video?
I bought that
Yeah.
record for $1.
You need to see it good.
Yeah.
I want to go to New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Yeah,
You want to go to New Zealand? You better not say they sound like Australians.
I know. Is that pretty different?
A little bit they do.
My uncle's from New Zealand. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Does he say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember I met a guy from New Zealand. And I was like, "Are you Australian?" He was like, "Fuck you, fuck off. I'm from New Zealand." And I was like, "Dude, you sound the same." I'm sorry.
I would go there, or I'd go to Iceland
You don't just steal mine,
Yeah.
dude.
or Norway
Yeah.
or
Iceland.
Japan
Or Japan.
Wait.
Scotland, or Russia.
I do wanna
I
go to
retract my
Japan.
statement. Antarctica for
No,
6 months.
6
Fuck
months?
that
For
shit.
6 months. No, I swear to God, it costs $15,000 to take the plane ticket, but it's the one place where the environment is so fucking crazy and fucked up that there's every nation on the world that's there in one little base, and you have no time for prejudice or anything like that. You just have to fucking like each other and work together, and I think that that's something cool.
$15,000.
You can take a boat for cheaper, dude.
I had an iceberg on the way.
No, that's
a little
the thing.
mini
Most
Titanic.
people
Kayak.com.
take boats there.
Kayak talk.
Pretty sure most people take boats there.
Antarctica, dude, I want to suffer.
You go to South America and take a boat.
Yeah, it sounds lame.
The tip of the...
Yeah. It sounds like I probably won't make it there without getting kidnapped or...
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, I like all your answers, though.
Okay, cool. Sorry, we have too many words.
No, it's okay, dude. It comes down to discussion that's even, like, better, you know? Let's go to the next one. Ian Curtis or Kurt Cobain?
Dude, fuck you. How did you do that to me? Oh, okay. Give me 1 second.
Thinking time could be, like, trimmed because of the editing, so it's okay.
Yeah, okay, wait, you guys take your answer. Wait, actually, no. I'm gonna do
Kurt
this.
I'd probably say Kurt.
Kurt Cobain. Yeah.
Ah,
I
fuck.
fucking love Kurt Cobain. I'm sorry.
Okay, I love Kurt Cobain too, but knowing Kurt Cobain and everything about him, he would probably be like, why do you love me? Why do you fucking love me? Like, I've done nothing. Like, you're cooler than I. Fuck this, fuck that. Like, I'd probably have to say Ian Curtis, also because his middle name is Kevin.
Really?
And his last name is Curtis, and my name is Kevin, and I have an older brother named Curtis. And when we lived in Massachusetts, we had a family friend who was like our older brother, and his name was Ian.
Oh, really?
I kid you not. So I'm going to say, just on that alone, Ian Kevin Curtis is who I'd have to pick on that one.
God damn. Wow. That's really
That guy's a
crazy.
tragic situation. And plus, because people were like, damn, he's getting down on stage, but really he was just having a seizure.
Yeah.
It's so
He was
dark.
epileptic. Dude, people were like,
so
that guy's got
dark.
fucking moves.
It's so
But he was just
dark.
epileptic.
Yeah.
It's not funny. Okay, sorry.
Funny as fuck.
I guess so. Yeah. I want to start getting into Ween, and what's that one song I should listen to?
To get into Ween,
Yeah.
that's the hardest thing, because I like, if I was
Just listen
gonna,
to the Mollusk, the whole album.
okay, I mean, that makes sense, but the thing is, like, usually if I'm gonna, like, if I have a friend who wants to get into Ween, I have to hang out with them, because as I start to hang out with them, I start to get their taste and, like, their sense of
Good.
humor and
Yeah.
everything like that, like, so then I can tailor, like, an exact song to a person, because there's such variety, but I would say probably, oh shit, I'm trying to think of like,
It's hard.
I'm trying to think of like the Ween experience. You know what? I'm gonna go with one of the first ones that I heard that gave me like, it gave me the Ween experience, but it also gave me a hook in a cool way.
Mm-hmm.
Push the Little Daisies.
Yeah.
That's a good entry level song. Or that, or like, I don't know, fucking the AIDS song. Just go right.
Just go
for
right into it.
Just go right
Just
into
listen
it.
to Put Your Boobs On.
Put your boobs on. Put your boobs on. That's not even. That's a B-side. I'm pretty sure. Or like a demo.
That's a demo,
A
yeah.
demo. But yeah. So push the Little Daisies.
I'll definitely get into that. Now, for the last one, this is a fill in the blank, but I'm just gonna say, so you just have to fill in the blank with anything. Kevin Nichols is.
Oh my god.
Off his rocker.
He's pretty chill.
All right, cool. I don't know. You're the one who
can
had sex
only-
with me.
Gross.
What are you gonna say about that?
Kevin Nichols is. I can only say like I gotta fill in the blank. I want to like I can't make it one word. I have to make it one word just or else I'll go on.
He's got
Ooh.
stinky farts.
I do. Have
Kevin
stinky
Nichols
friends.
is. Yeah, pretty cool. I'm just gonna go with pretty cool. That's all.
Dude,
I can
that is a
muster.
cop
I
out.
literally don't. I could not. I'd live with you. I'm in a band with you. Like, there's too many things I could say for about
Come
Kevin
on,
Nichols
just
for
like
me to
just say one that's gonna like really polarize the community, man.
polarize the community.
Just the community, all three people
Kevin
that are
Nichols
fans.
is racist and.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. I'm
No,
kidding. I'm
don't
kidding.
even. Come on.
I'm not gonna polarize it that much. What's less than racist? That's not that. Not.
I don't mean it like that. I don't mean like slander me.
I'm kidding. He's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Somewhat.
He's not racist.
I feel like-
my word is not racist.
I feel like having to sit here and be like, I'm not racist now, like makes it worse. like, it's like
That's
I
the-
swear I'm not. Like, no, it's
This
like,
is exactly why I don't get on mic at shows.
yeah, we don't give her a mic at shows. She just gives me shit and like says stuff, and I'm just like, dude,
I just make his answers worse.
we got it. Yeah, like I talk to the crowd and I'm like, hey, how's it going? I hope you're having a great time. If not, that's fine, but we're having fun. So join us. And she'll just be like, you're so fucking lame. Like, dude, you gotta stop with that shit. You just took all the wind out of my sails.
I know, but it makes
So-
like half the people laugh, and it's so funny.
No, it's a funny dynamic. We also don't do it just because we're small time, and at the places that we do get sound check and what like that, the stage plot and the
I'm
input
gonna
list that
start
I send
demanding
them.
a mic now.
I don't have that in there, and I don't want to go change it because that's also like another thing that they have to like mute all the time, and I don't want the feedback from the drums or anything like that going to the vocal mic, and it's just until we have a larger audience and a larger following, that's when we'll do it, because then I want everybody to get to know everybody in the band.
Yeah.
Because while it is just my name and my music,
Maybe
it's
I'll
very
just
much
take
like
the
a
snare.
band.
Dude, what if I just take...
The snare
I'll
mic?
take this, no, I'll take the overheads.
No, do the snare mic because it's usually a 57.
Yeah, that's
So
what
it's
I
like
was
you can
thinking
talk
too.
into-
Maybe I'll just take the 57
Yeah, just
sometime.
lean into it.
Yeah, gotcha.
Lean in, dude.
Yeah, when Kevin gets back, I'll say the whole thank you note thing. All right, Mike, you're back now. All right, so I just want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity to interview you. It's really awesome to be able to meet you guys and to do this all together. But I was thinking about ending a show with your song. Would you guys like to pick?
A song?
Yes, a song.
Oh, okay.
It could be from the latest album, or it could be from, anything from your discography.
Should I go deep?
Just do whatever you want. Whatever
She knew
you're-
the outcome, dude.
No. Well, She Knew That Comes pretty good.
Just-
That's my first. What about Prescription Kills off the Your
Oh.
Ugly Sister album, Slaves?
Okay.
Tracked live to half-inch tape.
Yeah, that's a good song.
That's a good one.
That is a deep cut. No, if you're not going to do that one, how about just...
No, do that one.
Blood and Brick is a nice closing song, but Catch Over is the most, like, statistics-wise and online statistics, Catch Over is the one that everybody likes to listen to.
One song.
Actually,
I'm leaving it to him to choose. I can never pick one, and I
He's
really
not
have to pee
choosing.
right now.
Oh, man. Hold that shit.
So yeah, we'll go to the deep cut. How about that?
Okay, cool. Prescription Kills, Your Ugly Sister, off the album Slaves. You can find it on Bandcamp. I believe it's free. If it's not, email me. I'll send it to you.
For sure, man. Well, thanks a lot for joining me.
Dude, thank you.
Uh-huh.
thank you.
that was Kevin. If you want to hear more of his music, click on the Bandcamp link in the description box below. More podcast episodes are coming, so don't forget to subscribe and like my channel. My name is Kazu, and I'll see you again on one and only Large K Podcast. Peace.